But just going through different things in life, it pushes. I mean, like when you deal with pain and so many ups and downs, and it forces you to become a man early. And when you become a man early, you miss a lot of steps. And as you miss those steps, it shows in your actions, and you live, you're constantly trying to live and figure it out. And you're around different people, and and they judge you off of what they see.
Welcome to Just Men, a life-changing program that resonates hope as well as encouragement. The program that gives you information and inspiration for the glory of God. I'm your host, Jeff Tate, and thank you for joining Just Men. On today's program, we have a very special guest. It's his first time being on Just Men. Please welcome Ladarius Southerland. Brother Ladarius, welcome to Just Men, my man.
Thank you, man. My pleasure.
Oh, man, it's a tremendous blessing for you to be on our program. Let me say on the onset, you add value to our program, brother, and so we just couldn't wait to get you on the set, brother, and dive into your book, dive into your story, dive into your life. But before we get started, share a little bit of a bio on Ladarius Southerland.
Well, I came from Nashville, Tennessee. Lived in poverty, made it out. Basically just wanted to give back to the people who I still feel like going through the things I went through. So I want to give a positive message, and lead them, just have a good example on my people.
Yeah, I know that your life seems like it's that old Frankie Beverly and Mays song, Joy and Pain.
Man.
It's like sunshine and rain,
really
brother. So take me back, brother. Take me back to the beginning, man, in terms of the struggle, not only just the poverty, but the struggle in terms of the elements, man. The elements.
Well, my life, it been good. I can't complain because I'm living.
Yeah.
So that's a blessing in itself.
Amen.
But just going through different things in life, it pushes. I mean, like when you deal with pain and so many ups and downs, and it forces you to become a man early. And when you become a man early, you miss a lot of steps. And as you miss those steps, it shows in your actions, and you live, you're constantly trying to live and figure it out. And you're around different people, and and they judge you off of what they see, because they don't really know your background. So now you just in a situation of being criticized a lot, and you really don't know how to explain to them what's going on, because you've been lost in so many situations trying to make it out. So as they looking at you in ways of like, you this, you that, you this, you that, and it's like, well, I don't even know how to really explain to you what's going on with me, but I know I'm a good person. I know this. I know I can. I'm a good girl. I'm a great guy. You know what I'm saying? But they ain't trying to hear that. A lot of people just, they very critical nowadays, to the point where everything is about an image. And I look at life like, if we can get past that point, we'll be good. Because it's bigger than that, man. I think we have to focus on more than one, more than one thing nowadays, because the world is too big. Once we get past that life is bigger than us, I think we'll be okay. And that's what I'm here to represent. I just want to show people that we don't always have to be, we don't have to just follow the world trend. We can also set our own, and it'll be okay. You know what I'm saying? Without, but people just, I think that, it's sometimes it's tough being yourself. And it's crazy, but it's true. Because if you try to be yourself in this world, it's so much pressure gonna be applied to you just because you. A lot of people want you to be trained. They want you to, they want you to, if they can't manipulate you and have you in a lane where they can always keep an eye on you, they gonna feel like you're not a part of them, so they gonna attack you. And it's crazy, because all my life I just wanted to be me, and I got attacked just for being me. I didn't know how to take that, because I'm thinking like, but I thought I was supposed to be me, but they don't want that. So that part was complicated, and it still is to this day. But I'm working on it. It's better now, because now I understand that it's just a game, and this is something that the world. It's just a game the world play, man. And it's like once you get an understanding and the like the real focus on really what's going on, you can maneuver around all that. It's just gonna be tough times when you starting off trying to be yourself and the rough things you go through, but people eventually they'll let up once they know you ain't gonna stop. So
what is brain surgery about, man? I mean, explain that process of your
brain surgery, the book. I wrote it because basically I just it's giving this information out, and I wanted to be able to teach people about being stuck in different situations, because the world is depressed, man, and I want to be some kind of help to it. You know what I'm saying? It's more about teaching you it's not okay to always be the helping hand, because that will lead you to failure eventually. You know how people always want to be the nice person, and that's okay, but sometimes we can overdose on being that good person to the point where we lose ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people take from us and they don't put nothing back. And it drains you and it overwhelms you. And if you're a strong person, you don't show those actions just so quick, so they thinking you okay. But that's not always the case. So it's like I'm basically just giving people the understanding of how to deal with depression, and when you get in them situations, how to overcome them.
Wow, that's good. I know that you talked about a changed life and how God came in your life and changed it around and turned your direction. And I know that many times, even when most of our lives had to be changed from something, we were addicted to the world system, the what I call the machine. Right. The machines sometimes, man, have you to where everybody's programmed. That's when I thought about brain surgery. Right. Everybody's programmed to act this way, to think this way, to look this way, and then you realize, wait a minute, I'm not that way. And so you try to break out of that matrix that the machine has that conditions you, like being institutionalized. It's another form of being institutionalized. And so when you come into the knowledge of who you really are, then you begin to say, wait a minute, I'm not what they say I am. I'm not who they say I am. I'm greater than that. But every time I think about the things that ensnare me and trap me, it pulls me into bondage, right? It pulls me into this level. And so one of the things that you talked about where God transformed you, and one of the beautiful thing about God and his transformation is renewing of the mind.
Right. Constantly
renewing your mind. Right. Share with me that journey, man, man, of transformation, man.
It was breathtaking, man. It was a situation that happened to me that was all like it was life-changing, because when you in different environments, and it's like you can't really control what's going on around you. So even if you're not a bad person, just being in those environments apply pressure. Right. So by me being just in the environment of where I grew up from, and I had an incident where a guy tried to rob me and take my life in the process, and when he drew his weapon, the gun wouldn't go off. And that was amazing. At the time I was nervous, but when the process was over, I knew from that day, if I didn't think God was with me from no other time, I knew from that day he was, man. I gave my life to him. Whatever he wanted from me, he got it. I just knew it was that. I knew at that particular moment, it was like he was basically telling you, I'm in control. You're not. My whole life I've been thinking I can handle situations the way I wanted to and do certain things the way I wanted to, and it never worked. But when he stepped in, all it took is 1 second to just change everything. So I went from one stage of thinking my way, and when he showed me that situation, it actually took me in a whole totally different direction. So now it keeps me more focused, it keeps me more sharp, it makes me not react to certain situations as quick. It helps me to think better. Also, it allows me to be comfortable with myself and knowing I'm in his hands, I'm okay. You know what I'm saying? So just from that point, from just that transformation to that one stage to the next, I just been working and working and working and following my dream and just trying to support my family and just being there for my friends and whatever I got to do. I'm basically whatever he wanted me to do, I'm just following him, man.
Yeah.
And it was just life changing. So I don't want to go back through. He just showed me a totally different direction.
Wow, that's beautiful. You know, one of the things that's so powerful that you say that, when I reflect on my life, and sometimes people think that I made it or whatever that's called in terms of that, and they don't understand what it took to get here. And when the first thing when you came here, you talk about the heaviness of the world and how you have a lot on your heart, man.
Right.
You want to pour this stuff out, right? You want to unload on us, right? And so, and one of the things that I found when God comes in our life, I don't think we truly understand what he saved and what he takes over. It actually becomes his life, not our life. And so every time, but what's the struggle is, even though we give our life to him, we're constantly fighting to get it back. Mm-hmm. And so we say, yeah, I've turned my life over to God, and man, you know, there's a change. But immediately, because we institutionalize, because we're programmed, we say, oh, well, I want it back in this area. I want it back in that area. Well, when you pull me out of this, you know, the gun click, nothing come out.
Man.
So just think, in reality, the gun did go off. In reality, you did die. But see, because we're living outside of the reality of that, we're living in another realm, we think that we survived that, but we didn't. And so what blows our mind and what awakens us into that the gunshot of changed life, when we feel the pain of the world. And it's the pain of the world, the anxieties, the pressure, the elements that's coming against us. We grab hold of it because we are still alive in ourselves, but not dead to God. Just think about it. I've never seen a dead man feel no pain. I've never seen a dead man endure no turmoil. So if we say that we have took on his life and he saved our life and he replaced our life, he actually replaced our life with his life. So now that it actually is his life, then we go, well, why am I struggling? Why am I in anxiety? Why am I not in peace? Why not I'm in joy? Because wait a minute, to know that God got my back, who owns all things, knows all things, have all things. He is omnipotent, he's omniscient. I mean, why don't I have that power? Why don't I have that peace that Jesus had if he has my life? It's because we are fighting to live our own life in him.
Right.
And so what happened is, if we look at it, and it's a metaphor of our lives, because what you shared with me, and it's powerful, the metaphor is that we did die. And if we start to live from that premise that we did die, then why are we struggling with a life that we died to? We died to that life. We're a new life, right? So why don't we experience the new life? And so you've written We All We Got. You've written a book, you got a movie, and it's about the transformed life. It's about the renewed mind. It's about the awakeness, right? It's about those things. But more significantly, it's about living his life, not our life.
Right.
Because every time we pick up our life, like you said, boys, it's jacked up, it's messed up. I don't care how many times I do this program, if I look at my life, it's jacked up.
Right now.
But when I get in his life, right, then I go, wow, I got everything you said I have. I'm walking in your blessing. I got a new, renewed mind. I got peace. I got joy. And the drama that's going on around me, hey, that's yours, God. It ain't me.
Right.
That's yours. You take care of that. You didn't save my life for me to carry that.
Right.
You saved my life for you to carry that, right? So it's that weight that we carry, man. We're carrying it when we're not supposed to because we keep trying to live our life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We putting pressure on ourselves, man.
Now we're talking, brother. Now we're talking. See, so that's the beauty, man. That's why I want to just break bread with you, man, and chop this thing up in terms of just your heart, man, and what inspired you. And even today, as you come on the show and you say, man, I got to pour out, man. What's on your heart, man? What's on your mind? What is it that you feel that is shackling the identity that you know you have in God?
I don't think it's shackling. I mean, it's just to the point where, like, I just recently fully focused on business, right? Younger days, I was in the streets. I didn't like that life. That life took a lot of my friends. So, but now in business, it's almost like it's no different. It's just more safer. People won't draw a weapon on you. I mean, they will if it comes to it, but I'm just saying, but nowadays basically what I'm saying is like, everything is based on manipulation, man. If you get caught up in it, they can do whatever they want to my body. As long as they don't take my mind, I'm cool. I can still go forward. That's why they can be like, man, you went through everything or whatever the situation might be, or you look like this, you look like that. But how you got all that? Because they never took my mind. I never allowed them to take my mind, man. And I learned that it don't matter. Well, God bless you. You can have new everything. He can give you a new car, new house, new everything you want. But if your mind frame is still the same, what's the point of having it? You got the same mind frame in a new house.
That's good.
It's damaging, man. And I've been taught so much, losing friends, like success, you lose friends with success, man. You lose, like, people change on you, they turn their backs on you. It's almost to the point where it's like, is it safe to love anymore? Because when you love, that's when you get hurt the most. So you playing games with yourself to the point like, God, I don't want to love no more because every time I love, I get hurt. So should I be tough? Should I build a robot in myself to the point where I could just, but who want to be tough when you really got love in your heart? So basically, I'm emotionally homeless. I got a lot of love in my heart. I just don't know where to put it. If I find a place where to put it, I'll be okay. But I'm paranoid. And it's like it stays in. And people, they'll use that by staying in, they'll take it as I'm arrogant or I'm mean. But they don't understand that you gotta give me some time to understand. Like, I gotta look at situations now. I just can't go in situations no more and just, here you go. There go my heart. Now I gotta go in and be like, I gotta look around and make sure you straight. But I don't want to be like that because it's like, how long can you live like that? Right. So basically, I'm trying to get it to a peace zone, and that's all I've been trying to find. Basically, my whole life is just being in a peace, just being peaceful. And it's sometimes you can travel and you can go out of town or whatever, and you still find yourself stressed. So it's like you come back to the same thing, and you be like, you just can't find that peace. So my whole life, basically, I just been trying to find that peace because I've been walking alone in so many situations for so many years. And it's like only answers I had is the answers I picked up along the way. I didn't have nobody really helping me. I didn't have nobody really just standing on my side telling me which way to go. This is how you need to do this. You need to slow down. You need to pick this up. You need to follow this. None of that. Everything I learned, it was really self-taught. So I'm trying to fight this situation off, just trying to be that person to fight all these different things off. So when you focus on one thing, you miss certain things. You miss the steps. So people will judge you for missing the steps. They'll think that you didn't want to take the steps because that's what type of person you are. No, man, all my life I've been fighting. I couldn't take everything. I couldn't control everything. I'm going to miss something. So when I'm trying to sit down and explain to them, they wouldn't allow me to talk. They wouldn't give me the respect of having a conversation with them. And I never thought that was real, because it's like, if you want to get to know me, you're going to have to let me express my feelings. That's the only way I feel like it could be a mutual respect, and we can move forward from that situation. But nowadays, people just want to, like I said earlier, they just take whatever they want out of you and just run with that and just be like, well, that's who you are. And it's kind of hard to not react to certain things, but like right now, I'm just still praying that, for peace and for strength, because I know I'm going to run into those type of people on a consistent basis. So now when I see that, I just try to turn my head and try to ignore it, because I know it's going to be out there. And it's just, I'm growing, man. Yeah. Every day I'm growing. I'm living life, I'm happy, but at the same time, I'm still heartbroken. So it's like I'm in between, but I'm still by myself. But I got God, but I'm just talking emotionally. I just feel like I'm alone, man.
Yeah, wow.
In a lot of situations.
Yeah. And what's amazing, that in the midst of that, you're able to produce a body of work that represent you in so many ways. So share what's the heart of We All We Got and how it relates to your heart now in terms of being alone or being isolated or being in this wilderness, because the wilderness experience obviously is also by design. We sometimes don't understand the providence of our lives.
Right.
And many times until we get plugged in to the right source, we begin to realize the illusion of everything else around us that we think is real, but is plastic. It's a facade.
Right. It's a thought. Yeah. Exactly.
And then what's amazing is that it disappoints us because it was supposed to.
Right. Oh, right. You feel me?
Yeah.
It's the truth, man.
It disappoints because it's supposed to.
Right.
And, because really, it is the gateway to our awakening. And the hard part is not to build a heart that is callous by the experience.
Right.
We want to be diamonds, but we don't want to be cut. And it's amazing thing that when we begin to understand the process of development, the maturation process of excellence, it actually, you lose more relationships than you gain. But the machine has institutionalized us to say that no, you can't lose them. You got to hold on to them. You got to depend on them. They are your life source, or they are a integral part of your success. But yet, when you tap into them, you find pain.
Oh, man.
Anxiety.
Yeah.
Stress.
Real, yeah.
And you're like, wait a minute, man, something.
That's it.
Yeah. So it's beautiful, man, that we connected. And but I would be remiss. I got to let you share your heart, brother.
Right,
I mean, I can give enlightenment, empowerment in terms of you are, because I've been there, and sometimes I go there, but I know how to awaken out of that. But I want to make the connection with We All We Got. I know you talked a bit about brain surgery, but what is this We All We Got, and what's this movie about?
Well, We All We Got is based on true events. It's 85% true. And it's about my brother passing in 2004. And it's basically got life issues as far as relationship problems, and it's a message though. It's a lot of things in it that shows, poverty and stuff like that, and what you had and how you had to survive in it. But it's a message to kids, and the message is a strong message. The message is basically just, when the movie comes on and it is playing, it gives the kids, they young, they running around, they jumping around, they think everything's just cool. So it gives them that, I like this movie, but then it also gives them that flip to the point where like, oh, I didn't know that was gonna happen. So it's like it's a shock. You know, because a lot of kids thinking, they can go through a lot of things and they don't have no consequences. Everything have consequences. Everything have consequences, and sometimes you can make mistakes in your past, and you can pay for it for the rest of your life. So basically, I put it out not only for my brother because he passed, or not only just for certain people or the hood or just a selected few. I just didn't do it for that. I done it for everything, and I also done it for kids though, man. Because nowadays that's really what we have to focus on, because they looking at us. We basically they guide us right now. They follow how we maneuver. So if they looking at us, and if we not teaching them the right way to go, but you have to tap into, like you said earlier, you have to tap into their soul and get on their level to, yeah, I got you, man. Talk like them and get them to feel you, and then it's like, but listen to me though. Get them to understand you first, and then flip it on them and let them know, but look, this is really why I'm here. That's really what this movie about. It's a positive message with a grimy look. Wow. I could just say that.
Wow, that's beautiful. No, that's beautiful. I tell you, brother, I mean, you and I we got to break bread again and have you on the program again, because we got to dive into some of the things, man, in terms of just this transformed life, man.
Right.
And the new life, because we should be in a state of joy, in a state of peace, in a state of harmony, but yet the elements, man, that keeps landing on us in this thing we call self, this thing we call who I am. They say living in this skin I'm in. How do you do that? But I tell you, last word of encouragement, man. Give me a word of encouragement as you see your life and where God has brought you, and how people can make that change. What word would you share with men that you feel that are out there that don't understand you or don't understand the circumstance they're going through? What message of hope would you give them?
Men?
Yeah.
Well, I know they lost, and staying focused is very hard. We all go through obstacles. We all have problems. We all have issues. But if we could just find a way to be active, stay active. When you stressing, stay active. Always stay active. Keep yourself busy. And I know it's hard, because when you're in that depressed mode, we just let it take over. But we have to still keep the hope, and we still have to keep the faith, because the faith lives in struggle. You know what I mean? It lives in struggle, man. And it's like, if you really want to know how blessed you are, you really cannot do it without struggle. I tell people that all the time. We have to struggle. We have to go.
That's a good word. Stay focused. Wow, brother.
Thank you, man.
No.